Have you ever wondered, what can I do to bring more money, wealth, or abundance into my life? If you are curious to find out how you can welcome more money into your life, you are definitely going to want to stick around for this video. Thank you so much for being here. If you haven't yet, go down below and make sure to subscribe. That way, when I do pop-up videos or live free readings, you will be one of the first to know. As you can see with the image in front of you, stack A is on the left, stack B is in the center, and stack C is on the right. So cast your gaze over these three piles of cards and see which one of them sticks out to you, which one of them seems to be calling you, and that is going to be your pile. It is completely okay to select more than one pile. You also might watch it now, and then months from now you might be drawn back to it. That's completely fine too, okay? So I have put timestamps in for you to make it very easy so that you can just skip right ahead to your message, okay? So you can find those below. And please remember to give the video a like and a positive comment if you resonate with it, okay? So I will see you in a couple moments. Bye. Hi, if you picked stack A, here is your reading. And what we are looking at is, what do you need to do to bring more abundance into your life? So if you selected this card, you selected this gorgeous piece of citrine, and this is awesome. This really stuck out to me. And citrine is known as the merchant stone. This is the stone that you want to get if you want to start manifesting more in your life. So this is such a beautiful piece. I love it because it's a palm stone, as you can see, which means that I can just hold it in my hand. It's really powerful. It's also really good for like being empowered, feeling empowered, having your personal power, right? Being in your personal power. It's also really good for anything having to do with the solar plexus. So that might include things like confidence, self-esteem, that kind of thing. Just having a sunny outlook, being optimistic, anything like that. So if you are interested in grabbing yourself a nice piece of citrine like this, I will leave a link below in the description box. But first, we are going to look at what is your current situation. And I'm using the Rider-Waite, my fave, Rider-Waite, the Radiant Rider-Waite, I should say, which is perfect with your crystal because you can see all of this yellow on here. And this is the Fool. And the Fool is all about a new beginning. And that's exactly what you want if you're watching this video. You want a new beginning in your, I'm hearing in your finances, but it could be about a lot of different things. And actually I was guided to just light a candle right before this. And it's actually, the name of the candle is Good Spirits. I didn't even really realize that when I bought it. Maybe I did and I forgot, but it's called Good Spirits. So I think that you really want to bring more positivity into your life. You want to bring higher energy, positive energy, okay? So let's look at your current situation. All right, so your current situation is the King of Swords. You're dealing with a King of Swords type personality. This could be somebody that is in your life. It could be like a boss or a husband or like a father type figure or an ex-husband, or could really be anybody, to tell you the truth. And the King of Swords, I mean, you see this energy here. Normally it's somebody who's a really good like business person and who has a lot of clarity and demands respect. I'm kind of getting like a feeling though that he's a little bit rigid and maybe controlling. So maybe you feel controlled. Maybe you feel like you can't move out of a certain situation that you're in, okay? So that's what I'm getting for your current situation. And I mean, if you like look, see how much bigger he is than like those trees. I mean, this guy's just like huge. So it can also be part of your own critical voice. And we all have a critical voice. This is a voice that forms inside of us basically from like when we're in the womb through like 7 or 8 years old. And it's like a conglomeration of all the different stuff that we take in from mainly people, childhood caregivers, or whoever we are around most inner childhood, okay? The next thing that came out, the next two cards that came out were on their sides, which I thought was very interesting. And so you had the Nine of Cups, which is right here, which upright is an amazing card. And there's that yellow again, right at the very top, there's that yellow. It's an amazing card. When it's reversed, it actually means that your cups, this like wish fulfillment and all of this, which is about the Nine of Cups, this is having like emotional fulfillment. If it's upside down, especially right now, it's like that's gone, okay? So it was on its side, and I'm actually hearing wishy-washy. So maybe it's been kind of up and down for you emotionally. Maybe you've really been trying, and then it's so interesting that it goes with the Ten of Wands, which is really about, I mean, you see this guy, he's like pushing these wands, and I mean, it's very clear from his body language. He's almost there, but it's hard. It's a burden. It's like a lot to carry. So I feel like you're probably going back and forth between this, and you may be you may have had realizations that maybe you do this, maybe you take on a lot, maybe you tend to be overly responsible, and so you're recognizing that when you are overly responsible or you're in this type of situation, that you go this way with your wealth or abundance in whatever form that is, right? So that's what I got for that. So now we're actually going to I brought in the Oracle of the Fairies deck, which is a beautiful deck by Karen Kay. I mean, it's just this light pink. It's funny. It matches my little adorable Hello Kitty shirt. You know, this energy, the energy that's coming in for these readings is not an energy of like, you know, having a sword and like knocking everybody down and that kind of thing. It's playful, it's inner childlike, it's creative and fun, and I've got like chills all over my arms. So that's like truth with a capital T for me. And the fairies, right? You've got to be in a certain mindset to be able to connect with the fairies, but I didn't even think about it until now, but the fairies also are very, very helpful with manifesting abundance, manifesting wealth, manifesting money. So, you know, I mean, you see a lot of these pinks in here and these light pinks, and then there's gold, and it's kind of hard to see, but there is more green and yellow. So you've really got to calm yourself down though and allow yourself to get into more of a receptive, soft, gentle, almost childlike state, okay? So let's see what the fairy card has to say for you. Beautiful. So the card that you got is Light. The Fairy Queen of Light comes to shed love and light onto your current situation and to remind you that light can penetrate the darkness. So it feels like to me that you are doing something, you are really pushing something. You're probably doing it, most of this job alone, and it's been very difficult for you, right? You may even feel at times like it's all dark around you. You keep trying and nothing's changing, or you keep summoning up all this energy to kind of like push forward and push through whatever this block is, and it just isn't happening, right? And so that's causing you to kind of fall sideways or fall down, fall upside down, you know, that kind of thing. And then it's causing you to go back and forth. So the fairies really want to encourage you to bring light into your situation. And I also have to point out, there is a rainbow inside this crystal. I could see it earlier when I picked it out from my jar. There is a rainbow on my shirt, and there is a rainbow in this card. So rainbows to me signify spirit being present, and they also signify, you know, magic and things that are beyond our physical senses, okay? So there's that. I also today did something special. I just had all this information coming to me, and I've worked on a couple card decks for a couple years actually, and I've just never really jumped in and like totally completed it, but I was getting some information. So I just used 3x5 index cards and created these cards. So I already pulled the cards. So your first one actually had this symbol on it. I just intuitively drew what I saw in my mind's eye. And the message on it was break the code. So that could have a different meaning to everybody. Break the code, break the chains. That's actually what I was seeing. I was seeing somebody chained up and then the chains being broken. So that's what I got for that. But also code, I realized that it looked like zeros and ones. And so, oh, that's a pattern, right? That's computer code, but it was like breaking that pattern. So this may be an ancestral pattern or something that was passed down to you, or it could be a pattern that you're well aware of in yourself. And what you're being asked to do in the situation to bring in your abundance is break that code, break the old code, the old way of doing things. And your next card has a crown on it. That's my little rendition of a crown, and it's purple, okay? And it stands for Sandalphon. That is your next card. So Sandalphon is one of the archangels, and it's very interesting to me. I wrote down the names and then I made the pictures, but I wasn't paying attention to what the wording was on the one side when I did it. So the crown chakra is up here. Archangel Sandalphon typically helps with the root chakra, so that's all the way down at your tailbone. So one thing that would really help you is cleansing and clearing your chakras, okay? And you can use rainbow energy to do that. The chakras are rainbow colored, so there's another synchronicity with the rainbow. And wow, oh, I knew this because I just saw my ring and it's green, and I thought about Raphael. So your last card is Archangel Raphael. So another thing that you can do to welcome more abundance into your life is call on Archangel Raphael. And that's also what I meant to tell you about Sandalphon. Call on Sandalphon to help you stay grounded and to give you ideas, probably in meditation or maybe in your dreams. You can ask for them to give you more concrete steps on exactly what you can do to increase the abundance in your life. But know that Sandalphon and Archangel Raphael are helping you to manifest and attract more abundance, and breaking the code and remembering to bring light into every situation, love and light onto every situation, especially your current situation. And for me, I've really been working with the concept of patience, because I have a tendency to be really hard on myself if I don't get something like right away, you know? So just bring in patience for yourself, bring in compassion for yourself. And the ring that I have on today is jade. It's green jade. And I don't know if you know anything about jade, but it's awesome for attracting abundance and prosperity. So I will also include a link to jade below if you're interested in that. And lastly, before I let you go, I have an awesome meditation called Unblocking Abundance. If you are interested in that, it is currently under $10 and it's available in my shop. So I will put a link to that below, and I think it's under 15 minutes. So it will really help you get into the energy, and it helps you get into the flow, but it helps you get into the energy of already having the wealth, okay? I hope you enjoyed your reading, and I will talk to you again very soon. Bye. Hey Stack B, I'm so happy to be here with you today. And if you chose Stack B, the crystal that you picked today is a crystal called HEMATOID quartz. And it looks so similar to the one that I did in the first one, Stack A, which was citrine. The difference is that HEMATOID quartz, you can actually see through this one. It's really cool. The difference is that HEMATOID quartz is a quartz, but it also has inclusions of hematite. Hematite is an amazing grounding stone. It's so good for your root chakra. It's really good for issues of if you feel insecure, or if you're worried about money, or you're worried about property, or staying safe. HEMATOID quartz is an excellent choice. So I will put a link for that below for you in case you are interested in purchasing that. So let's take a look at your cards. First, we're going to look at where you're at, and I use the Radiant Rider-Waite Tarot deck for that. So let's see where you're at. Oh yeah, okay. So the first card that came out was the Two of Cups. This is a great card, and I'm really noticing the lion. So you or this other person may be a Leo, or you have Leo in your chart. this is great. You see it's two individuals right here. One is like really dressed up formally and the other one is not. So it could be somebody that is quite different from you, but this could also be the two parts of yourself. And I'm thinking of that because hematoid quartz is really helpful for integrating the shadow aspects of our personality. And the shadow aspects are things that we don't like about ourselves or things that we like disown, okay? And so they're like in the shadows. We can't really see them. So your next card out was the Ace of Pentacles. Unfortunately, it's in reverse. So when it's upright, the Ace of Pentacles is all about a new opportunity in finances or material wealth. When it's in reverse, it is basically the opposite of that, okay? You're experiencing delays in this manifestation, okay? So that's where you could be right now. The next card you got is the Five of Swords, and upright, that is not a great card. It's definitely not one of my favorite cards. It's, you know, you see this guy and he's got his sword, but it's kind of like a hollow victory. In reverse, the Five of Swords can actually mean that after a period of conflict or struggle, you are ready to move forward towards peace. But it could also mean that it can kind of mean like pick your battles. So it could mean more conflict, that it's still going on. Actually, I'm feeling like it's still going on, but it could be like the ghost of something that happened previously. So it may have happened a long time ago, but you're still feeling it, okay? But like I said, you know, not everything's going to resonate with everybody. So it can also indicate that you're ready to move on from that conflict, but maybe you don't know how, right? All right, and then your last card from the Rider-Waite that was telling me about your current situation is the Four of Cups. So as you can see, this little cloud with the hand is handing this person a cup, okay? But it's so hard to tell. It's not getting in focus. I don't know why. The guy is not looking at the cup, right? And we've got three other cups right here that are upright. So this can indicate somebody who's feeling like discontent. They can be feeling bored, or it's just like, to me, I don't even know about apathetic. It's almost like you've been through so much and you're just like, oh, can I please get a break, right? So that's what we've got for your current situation. Now we are going to use the Fairy Oracle of the Fairies, by Karen Kay. It's a great deck. And we are going to look at what can the people that chose Stack B, what can they do to bring more abundance into their life? Gorgeous. So your card is Magical Blessings. So right off the bat, I'm hearing for you to really pay attention to any type of blessing, anything positive that's going on in your life. Whatever you're going through, you're being assisted by magical fairy blessings. The fairies say you can bless others too. I'm going to grab the book because I really feel like there's something in there that I need to look at. And look, as soon as I did that, this was at the bottom of the deck, New Beginnings. This fairy godmother heralds the joyous news of a new baby or the birth of a cherished idea. Protect and nurture your ideas as you would a baby, okay? So there is a new beginning coming for you. Let's see what the book says about magical blessings. The fairies are asking you to step through the fairy door and into their world of magic and wonder. They're telling you that fairy tales are real and that you're never too old to believe in fairies. Perhaps you've been thinking about embarking on the fairy path. If you're using this deck, the chances are you already have more than a passing interest in the way of the fae. If so, now is the time to walk through the fairy door and fully embrace your magical fairy self. The golden key to this fairy door resides inside your heart. It takes courage and trust to venture into the unknown. Yet this is where the greatest rewards are. It's time to step boldly forward without looking back. That is so perfect. It's exactly what the New Beginnings card in the Tarot is about. It's about moving forward. The guy just has a little tiny bag with him and he's about to step off a cliff. Okay, so what you're being told, what I'm really getting here is that there's something that is exciting to you, but you're kind of holding back out of fear, right? So what they're saying is it's time to step out of the box. It's time to move forward. It's time to take this chance and really go for it. So let's see what else we have. Oh, and I also wanted to tell you, I kind of like very quickly wrote down some of my own cards today because I was really guided to do that. So I just wrote them on index cards. They're not anything special, but I'm excited to share these with you. So first, we're going to look at which archangel is going to be helping you with bringing more abundance in, okay? And I also had symbols written on these too. So this was your symbol. It's a spiral, okay? And spirals really are about evolution. They're about moving up. Like if you're in a spiral staircase, if you're up higher than the ground floor and you look down, it may seem like you're in the same place. And oftentimes this happens with us spiritually or in our lives. It's like, haven't I already done this? I thought I was finished with this. But if you realize that you're in a spiral, you're actually higher up than you were before, okay? Beautiful. So the archangel that is helping you is a Metatron. Metatron is wonderful for working with crystals, so it could be something about that. Sacred geometry, any type of graphic design, interior design, any type of teaching. Metatron is really good for helping people if there are ideas or if it's the unknown. He's really good at helping to break that stuff down into little tiny practical tips and advice that we can understand and that we can feel comfortable moving forward with. Also, there's the Metatron's cube. You can look that up and you can actually imagine that cube around you as a symbol of protection, okay? Your next card was a triangle was the symbol, okay? And that's really about power, okay? And the words on your card are let them go. So I believe that there's something that you need to leave behind or at least you need to unplug from before you take the step forward. It could be energies. It could be old energies. It could be old beliefs about yourself. It could be an actual person. Only you will know what that is. And let's look at what your last card is. And I'm laughing because I think I know what this one is. So I'm curious if any of you got this will know what this is, but this is time to move out of the box. So how about that? I really am a true psychic because I talked about that earlier. I mentioned that phrase, step out of the box or something like that. So it's time for you to move out of the box. It's time for you to move forward. It's time for you to move towards that new thing that is really exciting to you, that might be giving you a little bit of anticipation, but that you're really excited about, because what's going to happen when you do that is you are going to bring in the abundance that you've been wanting, okay? If you enjoyed your reading, please go down below and leave me a positive comment. It's always super helpful for me. All right, I will see you again in the next video. Bye. Hey everybody that picked Stack C, welcome to your reading. And we are looking at what can you do to bring in more abundance, prosperity, love, whatever it is that you want more of in your life. What can you do? And so if you picked this card, you picked this beautiful rose quartz. I love this rose quartz. I actually received this as a gift. A friend of mine, her and her sister arranged to gift these beautiful rose quartz crystals to women that are suffering from breast cancer in a hospital in the United States. So every woman that gets this diagnosis receives some of this rose quartz, which I just thought was so beautiful. As you'll notice, it matches my cute little shirt, the Hello Kitty shirt, so that's exciting too. All right, so what do you need to do? So if you did select this one, rose quartz is a very soothing, calming, loving vibration. I'm getting like motherly love or divine, unconditional love. It's very gentle, very compassionate, very loving, okay? And right before your reading, I was guided to change the candle. I had a different candle up earlier that was like an orangey, like a light orange, almost like amber. And so I was guided to use a different candle that I just got. And look at that. So it's got a heart. So this definitely has something to do with your heart. We can definitely say that. And I'm really curious to jump into your reading. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to look at your current situation. All right, so your current situation is the moon in reverse. Okay, so the moon in reverse. Well, upright, let's talk about the moon. Upright, is you see the moon there and you see the two dogs like howling at the moon, right? And so there's a scorpion there, I believe. And also the moon here on Earth, you know, the light reflects the moon to us, the light of the sun, really, okay? So the moon, oftentimes, it does stand for Pisces, so you could be a Pisces or you could be dealing with a Pisces. And it's really like a watery, unclear confusion, or things are hidden from you, okay? So the moon in reverse is really talking about struggling with confusion. You could even be in a state of like disillusionment. You could be in delusion, okay? And I just want to be clear, I'm not talking about like a psychotic episode or anything like that. I mean, I even have times that I feel delusional about things because I can get so confused, especially like if it comes to certain people in my life where there's a lot of where there's not a lot of transparency, and I'm trying to, especially if I'm like using my psychic senses, which I often have to do, I have to like kind of go underneath, right? And we're in Scorpio, so Scorpio is a really deep sign, and it goes like all the way down to the bottom and pulls all this stuff up to be dealt with. Okay, so anyways, you could be dealing with like delusion, like delusional thinking, like I know for me, it comes from growing up in a dysfunctional household. I'm a codependent, and I can just sometimes get like hooked into stuff and not even realize it until later on, right? So that's what this card is saying to me. It can also be about repressing your emotions. So really pushing them down. I don't want to feel them right now, so I'm not going to, which sometimes you can't, you know, I mean, if you're working and you've got to keep going, you can't really, you know, break down and start crying all the time, but it's really important to make time for your emotions. And I feel like that's one of the things that Rose Quartz wants to tell you. Okay, so your next card is the Three of Swords. So this is heartbreak. This is betrayal. I mean, if you see here, you've got the heart and you've got the three swords right through it, okay? So obviously that wouldn't be very comfortable. This I'm feeling like is a betrayal that happened in the past for you. And I'm also just really feeling like, so swords have to do with communication, but they also have to do with thoughts. So there could have been some thinking here, and it may have been somebody else's thinking. It could have been their communication to you, and it just felt like a betrayal, okay? And I'm also getting that in terms of your abundance situation, although I do feel like this is about love, this one feels like it's about love, and I feel like it's linked right into money. Love, the higher heart chakra is light pink, just like this rose quartz, and then the regular heart is green, and green is money. So money is an energy, just like love is an energy, okay? And so, I mean, this is really fitting. Unfortunately, this is the Queen of Pentacles and she's in reverse. So this can actually be worrying too much about money, having too much of a focus on money, worrying about material things a little bit too much. But this doesn't have to be you. This could be somebody else in your life, or it can just mean that you're kind of down on your luck where it comes to money right now. All right, so this is the current situation. Next, we're going to look at the fairy cards. Oh, okay, you got two. And so we're going to look at what the fairies are saying because they want to help you bring abundance in. So your first card is stargazing. Wow, that's really beautiful, and you'll see that moon there. So we just had a full moon on October 31st, and the effects of the full moon can last up to a week, probably even longer. Wow, that's crazy because I see my reflection in there. So I feel like you could be seeing reflections of other people in yourself. Yeah, but this is talking about when you gaze at the stars, you give yourself fairy focus. Your intuition will flow more freely and reveal what you need to know about your situation. So it's important that you connect with the fairies. They want to give you information. There's lots of different ways to do that. One of the easiest ways is to just call on them. you know, just even in meditation. But this is saying if you can get out, you know, to some place where it's dark. This is so crazy because I live right on the ocean, and so here's the ocean and here's the moon. If you can get out somewhere where it's dark and just look at the stars. I also feel like you're probably a star seed, and so it would be really helpful for you to do this because then you can connect with that energy as well. That galactic energy can give you support. And the moon, you are affected by the moon cycles, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's really helpful to be aware of. If you know when the moon cycles are and you know that you're affected by them, you can actually do things at certain times of the month to take advantage of that energy or leverage that energy for yourself and for creating your own wealth. Wow, this is beautiful. Your next card is Inner Child. And so you'll see my shirt. I actually bought this. It's a little pajama set, but I bought it for my inner child because it's super cute and really helps me feel less serious. I had a childhood where I was always taking responsibility for stuff. I'm empathic, so I absorb and then I automatically think I'm responsible for everybody's feelings and even like their actions, right? So this type of stuff and this light energy, this light pink in the shirt and in the crystal, it helps me to really like calm down, get out of that seriousness and get into more of a childlike state. And this says, the fairies of playfulness remind you to make time to embrace your inner child. Playing keeps us young at heart. Do something silly and fun, but stay safe. So think about things that you did when you were a child that you really enjoyed. I know for me, I have children, so I'm really lucky. I get to kind of keep in touch with that, but I still have to remind myself to do it. Sometimes it's just drawing, like I'll go on YouTube and find a tutorial and I'll just draw. There's these things called kawaii. They're so cute. They just make me happy. They're kind of like Hello Kitty. Like it just makes me happy to see it. There's no evil, there's no guilt, there's no shame. It's just fun, you know? I mean, I don't live in this fantasy world, but it's like I want to stay connected to my inner child. The other thing is my 8-year-old took a tap class today, and I used to tap dance. I tap danced for over 10 years, and it was a huge part of my life. I did it competitively, and I loved it. And I haven't thought about it in a long time, but I was teaching her some steps today, and it was really a lot of fun. So think about your inner child. Also, there is an inner child video on this channel, so you can go to my channel and you can search for that, and I feel like there's another message available for you there. So let's look at your other cards. And I told some of the other, stacks that I just created these today, and I did it in about 10 minutes, but I just had all these thoughts coming to me about what I needed to say in this video. So this is your first one. And it has like these like lightning, these little like pizzazz things, actually. I shouldn't say lightning, like it's got these pizzazz things. And the message is, don't give up. You got a lot of these. These like were just flying out. The next one is the rainbow, which I love because there's a rainbow here. And there were a lot of rainbows in stack A, so you might want to check that one out as well. And this message is, miracles will occur. So I thought that was awesome. The next one is this heart and the U, and the message is, love yourself in any way that you can. Oh, this is awesome. This is the next one, and the message is, full moon energy is at play. That's incredible. So you remember from this card. So if you are feeling down, if you are feeling like sorrow or grief, or if you've noticed, you know, maybe last week you were feeling irritable or restless or angry or whatever it is, that can be the full moon energy at play, especially if you're highly sensitive. That energy just like builds and builds and builds. And I know for me, I feel it like the week before and I feel it like the week after. So keep that in mind. Your next card is love yourself first. And after that, oh, this is the angel. Oh my gosh, this is so perfect. This is crazy. Your next card is the angel that wants to work with you and help you bring this abundance in. And of course, your archangel is Haniel. Archangel Haniel is the angel of sensitive people and sensitive beings. And so Haniel is going to help you learn how to protect your energy and how to be good to yourself, as good to yourself as you are to other people, because I know the people watching this, you're most likely empathic and you probably take better care of other people than you do with yourself. I know I can speak for myself, and that's something that I still am working on. Oh, and you have another angel. So the other angel that you have, that's the symbol, and the other angel that you have is Archangel Azrael. And so Archangel Azrael really helps us in letting go of things. So if there was some kind of a death, it may not be a person, but it could be. Archangel Azrael is the angel that helps us to be able to release and let go and experience the grief, but not stay stuck in the grief, because that can be really overwhelming for anybody, but especially if you're an empath. So you can call on Archangel Azrael, and there may be things, beliefs, memories, emotions from your childhood that have to do with your self-esteem, your sense of self-worth, your ability to receive, and money is one of those things that you would be receiving. So Archangel Azrael can help you to release that stuff from a long time ago. And really, I mean, you can do a lot of, really snazzy rituals for it. But if you just close your eyes and you ask for those angels to come in and help you, they will show up for you, okay? They might not show up that exact moment, but they will show up for you. And if you pay attention and you're aware and you ask them, show me signs that you're with me. Show me signs that you're here. Like, I know they're with me. I know they're with me anyways, because I get so many signs and it's been happening for so many years that now I just know it and I believe it. And I'm really aware of the signs, but this with the moon and the fact that there's the water right here, and I live right on the ocean, and the full moon was just 2 days ago, and then the moon card came up. Like, I didn't know that. I didn't look at any of these cards before I looked at them with you. So anyways, I really hope that you enjoyed your reading. I hope that you have some ideas of how to bring more abundance into your life. And the last thing I want to say is I do have a fantastic meditation. It's called Unblocking Abundance. It's $9.99 right now. It's really awesome, and it's my most popular meditation, actually. It's under 15 minutes long. It's got great music in the background, and it will help you get into a state of receiving. So if you are interested in maybe investing a little bit and seeing what kind of results you get, look down below for the link to that. It is called the Unblocking Abundance Meditation. Okay? I hope you have an awesome day, and I will talk to you again very soon. Bye.